This impressive fleet of military vessels from around the world, not the only big ships tying up in Victoria this weekend. As we showed you heading into the break, a couple more cruise ships are on their way into Victoria right now. In a few minutes, the first of 6 luxury cruise liners that will arrive in Victoria this weekend will dock at Ogden Point. Here's a live shot right now. The people who live in James Bay have been complaining for a long time about the fumes from the engines on those ships and the fumes from all the tour buses and the taxis. They haven't had any proof until now that exhaust posed them a health hazard, but now they do. A News reporter Stephen Andrew has details.
Cruise ships bring hundreds of thousands of tourists into Victoria every year. But it's not what they're dropping off on the shore that has the neighborhood around the cruise ship terminal concerned. It's the fumes the ships are pumping into the air.
In levels of sulfur dioxide at these concentrations, it's a very hard thing to determine exactly what is causing the problem. Some people certainly anecdotally have said to us they felt there was a problem and it was affecting their breathing.
The concerns are anecdotal no longer. Today, the Vancouver Island Health Authority released details of a study that monitored the air in James Bay. It found that though the air quality met federal and provincial standards, it did not meet World Health Organization standards.
It is likely the sulfur dioxide being generated by the cruise ships. If you did have a chronic disease such as asthma or chronic obstructive lung disease, if you were not managing your disease properly, you could get an exacerbation.
The medical health officer is recommending the cruise line switch to a lower sulfur emitting fuel, already in use in Vancouver and Seattle. The organization that runs the cruise ship terminal says it is already acting on the recommendations.
Our first step will be to request voluntarily that the lines move to the best possible fuels to reduce the sulfur content below 1%. We're going to be looking at how we can work with the cruise lines to move to the improved use of fuels.
But if the cruise lines choose not to follow the Harbour Authority's request, the people living in James Bay will have to wait another 2 years for the problem to go away. In 2012, the International Marine Organization is going to make it mandatory.
Are we happy with the recommendation? Yes, we're very happy with the recommendation.
And the Neighborhood Association says it hasn't finished trying to clean up the air in James Bay. Now that it's dealt with the cruise ships, it's setting its sights on other modes of transportation and the fumes generated by aircraft. In Victoria, Stephen Andrew, A News.